We go to a party.
Get ready to explore the world of learning from failure and mistakes in our podcast. Join us for engaging conversations and valuable practice sessions designed especially for beginners. Let's turn every setback into an opportunity for growth.
Everyone turns to see this beautiful lady.
Hey there, lovely listeners. Welcome to our cozy corner of the podcast world. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Mason. We're here to sprinkle a little English magic into your day.
And of course, we've got our pals Emily and June joining us. Hi guys.
Hey everyone, so excited to be here.
Hi there, can't wait to get chatting.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to all of our hearts, understanding and embracing failure.
That's right, Sophia. Failure isn't something we typically celebrate, but maybe it's time we start looking at it differently.
Exactly. So, let's kick things off by sharing our own experiences with failure. Mason, got any stories you're willing to share?
Oh, absolutely. So, picture this. I'm in high school giving a presentation on the French Revolution. I had spent hours preparing, but the nerves got the best of me, and I ended up stumbling over my words, forgetting key points, the whole 9 yards. It felt like a total disaster at the time.
Oh no, Mason, that sounds rough.
But I bet you learned a lot from that experience, right?
Oh, totally. It taught me the importance of preparation and staying calm under pressure. Plus, it made for a hilarious story to tell later on.
I love that positive spin, Mason. And speaking of learning from failure, Emily, do you have a tale to share?
Oh, I've got a good one. So, back in college, I tried out for the varsity basketball team. Spoiler alert, I didn't make the cut. It was a tough blow, but looking back, it pushed me to explore other passions and hobbies I might not have discovered otherwise.
That's the spirit, Emily. Sometimes failure can be the universe nudging us in a different direction.
Absolutely. Failure can feel like the end of the world in the moment, but it often opens doors we never even knew were there. And speaking of doors opening, June, what's your take on embracing failure?
Well, I've had my fair share of mishaps, that's for sure. But one failure that really sticks with me is when I flubbed a job interview big time. I stumbled over my words, blanked on important questions, the works. But instead of beating myself up, I took it as a learning experience. I polished up my interview skills, got some great advice from mentors, and ended up landing an even better job down the line.
That's awesome, June. It just goes to show that failure isn't the end of the road. It's just a detour.
Absolutely. So, let's dive a little deeper into why it's so important to understand and embrace failure, especially when it comes to learning English.
Well, for starters, fear of failure can really hold us back from reaching our full potential. If we're too scared to make mistakes, we'll never take risks or try new things.
Exactly. And making mistakes is actually one of the best ways to learn. When we mess up, it's like a little nudge from the universe saying, hey, pay attention to this.
And let's not forget the resilience factor. Learning a new language is tough stuff, and we're bound to stumble along the way. But if we can learn to bounce back from those setbacks, we'll come out stronger in the end.
Preach, Mason. Resilience is key, and it's all about shifting our mindset. Instead of seeing failure as the end of the road, we can view it as a stepping stone to success.
Absolutely. So, how do we go about changing our mindset and embracing failure with open arms?
Well, for starters, we can practice reframing our thoughts. Instead of dwelling on our mistakes, we can focus on what we learned from them and how we can grow.
And let's not forget the power of self-compassion. It's okay to mess up. We're only human, after all. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer to a friend.
I love that, Mason. And speaking of kindness, surrounding ourselves with supportive friends and mentors can make all the difference. Having a cheerleader in your corner can give you the confidence to tackle even the toughest challenges.
Absolutely. And let's not forget to celebrate our successes, no matter how small. Each little victory is a step in the right direction.
Yes, and let's remember that failure is not the opposite of success, it's just a part of the journey. So let's embrace it, learn from it, and keep on truckin'.
who's walking around with me. And then
Now, we talked about understanding and embracing failure. Now, it's time to roll up our sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty of applying those hard-earned lessons.
That's right. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's just a detour on the path to success.
So, let's kick things off by sharing some practical tips and tricks for bouncing back from failure and reaching your language learning goals. Emily, got any wisdom to drop on us?
Oh, you betcha. One of the best ways to apply lessons learned from failure is to set up a regular practice routine. Consistency is key when it comes to language learning, so try to carve out a little time each day for practice.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to mix things up. If something isn't working for you, don't be afraid to try a different approach. Language learning is all about experimentation and finding what works best for you.
Love that, June, and speaking of trying new things, don't forget to take advantage of all the amazing resources out there. From language apps to online courses to good old-fashioned books, there's no shortage of ways to level up your language skills.
So true, Mason. And let's not forget the power of vocabulary. One way to really solidify your language skills is by keeping a vocabulary journal. Write down new words, their meanings, and example sentences. It's a great way to expand your vocabulary and reinforce what you've learned.
I couldn't agree more, Sophia. And to make things even more fun, try categorizing your vocabulary by themes like food, travel, or emotions. It'll help you stay organized and make learning feel like a game.
Speaking of games, incorporating fun activities into your practice routine can make a world of difference. Whether it's playing word games, doing crossword puzzles, or even watching movies in English, finding ways to make learning enjoyable can help keep you motivated and engaged.
Absolutely, and don't forget the power of speaking practice. Immersing yourself in the language as much as possible is key to mastering it. So, practice speaking with native speakers, watch movies and TV shows in English, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're all part of the learning process.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mason. And speaking of mistakes, don't forget to ask for feedback. Whether it's from a teacher, a language partner, or even just a friend, getting feedback on your speaking and writing can help you identify areas for improvement and keep you on track.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the power of reflection. After each practice session or language lesson, take a few minutes to reflect on what went well and what didn't. It'll help you track your progress and identify areas for improvement.
Great point, Emily. And don't forget to celebrate your successes along the way. Every little victory, whether it's nailing a tricky pronunciation or finally mastering a grammar rule, is worth celebrating. So give yourself a pat on the back and keep on learning.
That's the spirit, June. And with that, we've come to the end of our chat on applying lessons learned from failure.
Thanks for joining us on this language learning journey, folks. We hope you picked up a few tips and tricks along the way.
And remember, failure is just a stepping stone on the path to success. So embrace it, learn from it, and keep on truckin'.
Bye for now, language learners. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Until next time, happy learning.
we go to a party